I know it's March right now at the time of filming, and it's a little bit late to be talking about New Year's resolutions, but I think it's still something that's worth mentioning. And one of the resolutions that I would like to achieve this year would be to start documenting my life. And what better way to do that than to start vlogging? And to help me do that is this, an 8 to 15 millimeter fisheye zoom lens. Let's give it a shot actually. My god, that is wide. But that's great for filming since everything's going to be in frame. The only downside is that this is a completely manual lens, so forgive me if nothing's in focus. But first, we have quite a few things to do, like packing. This was actually supposed to be done yesterday, but, you know, things happen.
Cabin crew, prepare for landing, thank you.
Apparently, they didn't allow me to bring my camera up here, so I guess you have to settle for iPhone footage.
This was actually the last chance we could visit the ski village since it closes the next day. Not the best planning on our part, but hey, I'll take one day of snow instead of no snow at all.
Call this one a black diamond, I don't think it is though. Ow. Kinda hurt, but not really.
Day 2 was spent eating street food at tourist traps, collecting postcards, and stamping those postcards, which is apparently a big thing in China. There were stamps everywhere. Everything was also incredibly cheap and tasted so good, with the only downside being that I was starting to get a little sick, which meant that I couldn't eat as much as I wanted to. Despite that, we ended the day with even more food at a hot pot place that also had their own stamps. And as the plates kept coming, I can honestly say that I've never seen that much meat before in my entire life. Day 3 was a little slower. The whole day was spent at the Forbidden City, which meant that there was a lot of walking and a lot of time to think. Aside from the historic monuments and sightseeing, the idea of documenting my life has been on my mind for a long time now. I think even documenting the mundane things in your day-to-day life is worth it, especially since a year from now you definitely won't remember as much. And maybe looking back at those little moments is what gives life its spice, so to speak. So that's the plan. I'm going to vlog at least twice a month, and hopefully in a year's time I can look back and see how much of a main character I've become. Or, you know, at least have something fun to look back on. The last few days were spent in Shanghai, and honestly, after walking and eating my heart out in Beijing, this part of the trip was kind of a blur. At this point, I honestly wished I filmed myself a bit more to show the actual experience of the trip instead of just these video postcards. Don't get me wrong, still like them a lot, but they might not be the best representation of my time there. I was actually here to see the Shanghai GP, but looking for tickets was a nightmare, especially with third-party resellers. With that in mind, we went through all the classic tourist attractions at the Bund, as well as a few architectural sites before sprinting back to the hotel to make it in time for the flight home. That was a little stressful. This was also the first time visiting the mainland since childhood, and was definitely eye-opening in the sense that I saw how my relative's neighborhood has changed. I won't be surprised if I end up having to come here for work in the future. So that wraps up a week in Beijing and Shanghai, and also the start of a much longer journey in documenting my life. Or at least my 20s. Hopefully this is something I continue to do, and it won't be the only video on my channel. In any case, thanks for watching, and don't tell anyone, but I might be having second thoughts on the lens. So much footage was out of focus.